Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video. This time working on Eurovan. This is actually a diesel instrument cluster. Was sent to me, Doug, from I think it's Nevada. He sent it a few days ago, but I was actually out of the country on a vacation, family vacation, and my graduation from my daughter. All right, so I'm going to be choosing different angles on cameras. I got a new lighting working on right now, but everything should be on. I got a switch that I can coming on. Looks like it is now on. Let me put all the cameras on in the circles. Okay, so everything should be on right now. So I'm sorry, I have to look into there. Sometimes you have to make sure that everything is working properly. But yeah, so let me get the see which one will be first. So okay, right now we're in the microscope, and let me put the display capture. Oh, now the circle should be on. And let me turn the microscope off. So all right, so you are now looking at my screen recording. All right, so I can let me go over to the data that I have for the Eurovans. Actually, in the meantime, I just put you here because I don't want to show all the customers' information, which I have here. I just want to open pinouts for these tags. Upper board, pinouts. Let me just see. And for some reason, always tries to put everything on the other screen. So I can actually put the screen recording now. All right, so these are the signals that I mostly use for the these instrument clusters. I have to get a third hand in here. So give me 1 second, guys, also to hold these better in the meantime, right? So I can actually switch these. Yep, the camera should be on. So if I turn this off, yep, now you're looking at that camera. All right, so let's, not sure how much you can see there. Probably is better to have the A1. Yep. All right, so I should power on and see what problems we have with this cluster. I can see the needles everywhere, especially the fuel level and the temperature are all over the place. Same as the tach and the speedometer. So let's power this up. So I don't see lighting coming on the cluster. So no lights are on, and the needles didn't move. Which that is actually no good. They should have found its place. Yeah, you can see. Let me move this like right there. So yeah, perfect. All right, so you guys can see the needles are not moving at all. All right, turn them off. Turn it back on, and I can hear kind of like trying, but nothing. 267,866 miles on this cluster and no lights. So let me power it off. I'm gonna get quiet so hopefully you guys can hear because I got a new microphone system. So I think that you will be able to hear that noise. All right, hopefully you hear that. So the stepper motors are trying to move, but they're not doing anything. All right, I got the signals in here, which are supposed to be for, yeah, these needles are now not moving at all. So yeah, no, not moving at all. So no response on that. Let me trying to change. This should reset the temperature and the fuel. Nothing is working on this cluster. I'm trying to give the signals to move, but yeah, that's nothing is working. It is coming on the displays, but the stepper motors are definitely not working at all. All right, so let's turn these off, right? And let's take this apart. All right, so I'm going to move this hand out and I'm going to unplug to get you to now this view. All right, so let me unplug this out of here. So things that I see immediately, no balls, right? So this is concerning because I don't know why is a cluster with no balls. And also, all right, I have to reset the cameras. We're back in business. I'm gonna have to edit this video, but I'm gonna try to use only two cameras to see exactly what's going on. Maybe OBS doesn't allow you to have too many of the cam links working at the same time. All right, so what I was saying is, yeah, I'm missing also the balls to hold this in place. I'm going to open this with you guys in here. So give me just 1 second to get something to open this. I usually don't do this on the video, but I have got a lot of backslash from subscribers saying like, hey Mike, can you please show us a little more of what you're doing? So well, here it is. All right, so even though I have multiple of these videos, which that's why I don't usually show this kind of stuff, but yeah, so as you can see, no bolts whatsoever. And the needles, oh yeah, this is super hard. Oh yeah, oh, I can definitely feel, I mean, it's like really hard. This one's not so bad, but yeah, these needles are like this is completely wrong. The place of where these needles are. Yeah, this is, oh yeah, this is separate motors is bad. All this is really bad. All right, so sometimes you can get not these needles to come off properly, and then just come off with the part of the motor, which honestly I don't care because I am doing myself, putting the stepper motors and everything. So I put always a rag or something under it so I can grab the needle. Oh yeah, well this one came off good, so not a problem. I'm going to put them in the side here. So that one came out good, and this should just pop out. You know, no scratches, but it looked like somebody definitely was here. I can definitely see this bent. So it looks like somebody already was here. This is not a first time Virgin cluster. Alright, so it looks like the cameras so far are working good. Alright, let's do the same thing with this one. And it came off too as well, so no problems in there. Now the fuel one. Yeah, this one didn't come out. So I will show you what I'm talking about. This one did come out. So the only one motor that came apart, it was the one on the fuel. So and it's still grabbing, but yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. So yes, you guys can see that in there. So when this happens, it's not really a problem. You can still reuse this motor if it will be good. So I just get the needle out of there carefully. Let me put the face away, and I'm gonna put the needle on the other side. So this has a little bit of a, it's kind of like a spring in here. Put my glasses on, and it has a location in here. So if you guys are looking in there, it has a location for when this goes in. So you are supposed to be careful when you put that on, and so is the needle. Yeah, I can definitely see, like almost like moisture inside the motor. All right, we can get this out and get these other things out. So to put this on, it has a stop. So make sure that we put this on a place where it will stop. I just want to show you what you would do in case something like this happens to you. But yeah, we can see plastic broken, and yeah, the pieces of that plastic they're there. So let me get those out. You see, that's what happens. So these motors are the originals, probably, I don't know, I'm not even sure yet what year this is. But yeah, you can just put this carefully back in. I'm not going even to do that because really not important. And we're also missing the internal. All right, the recording is now back again, and I'm not sure how much of that was a stop, but yeah, I was saying that we're also missing the internal screws in here. So this is telling me that definitely somebody was here, and I don't like to work with parts that were already taken apart by somebody else, and the reason is because I do give a warranty. So yes, if somebody took this apart and break a lot of stuff out of the cluster, I can get denotatively blamed, even though that's why I'm also recording a video, right? So, because that will allow me or help me to not be blamed. I can see a little bit of a leak on the screens. These screens are not replaceable. That will dim the entire board bed. I can see the original capacitors is still in place, so that is one of the main issues with these clusters. Yeah, the stops are good. Okay. But yeah, so in here we definitely have a little bit of a situation also as well, because I can feel or see this board a little bent. Not sure, because by the naked eye, right? That's all I can see. Let me get into the microscope. Nope, sorry, that's oh, that is actually off. So give me 1 second, guys. Alright, that should be on now. Okay, getting set up the microscope so you guys can see that. Alright, so it looks like it's already on. Yes. Alright, so we're now going to go up on main areas. They have problems on here. So this is the main capacitor in this computer. I'm sorry, in this dashboard. From this side, I don't see major problems. So let me get in here and see more with you guys. So, okay, so let me put also, yeah, that looks like we are in a good, zoom level, or yeah, let's change it. So, just trying to adjust the zoom and the link and the look to see what I see. I don't see this capacitor leaking. So I'm just going around with you guys to see what we see. Especially when I have board that has been touched and open, and I cannot say butcher yet because I don't see major damages in here, but definitely I'm always concerned to work in somebody else's uh, board when it has been touched. All right, so no, everything looks okay. I don't see major leaks of capacitors. I see something in here I don't like. Let me get a little bit of zoom in there. This BGT transistor could be a diode or a transistor. I'm just getting close to it, so see if I see something normal. No, it was just a look. Yes, you guys are seeing exactly what I'm looking at in there. All right, so let me flip the board over. I know my camera is now not really looking at me because I'm leaning a little more, but you can hear me well. So let's take a look of the other side of the board. This just came out of the motor, no matter what we are replacing. All right, so here I want to make sure that I can get a look of the pins, which are the common areas as well when these clusters are here. Let's see if I see something. Okay, the capacitor should be on this side. Sorry if I move too quick in there. I don't see nothing leaking in there. Usually when it leaks, we use something to point. You can see fluid coming out of these holes in here. Doesn't mean that capacitor is good, right? Because it can be leaking still. Let me look at the solder joints, the most common solder joints. Yeah, you can see that definitely somebody was here. All right, so this is a little concerning, as I said, because look at this. All right, so look at this solder joint. I mean, who did this? These are the main LEDs. I'm not sure why would you even touch those. Yeah, look at this. Oh my God. Don't touch things if you don't have the correct tools, because you can dim and damage a board that it will be very expensive or impossible to replace, right? can see, well, these are solder joints in here. Those are the areas that I'm always looking for to do. Let me get you guys into a closer look. You see this? This is a very, very good area. We can see a cracked solder joint right here. Okay, so this is areas that I definitely need to repair. We got another one in here, very important one too, right? So yeah, you can see completely cracked solder joint. You can see how I'm moving that. So that is a complete cracked solder joint. And we got more cracked solder joints in here. Look into the other side. Oh yeah, this is completely apart. Yeah, that's a cracked solder joint. So I'm going to move the board and now the microscope. Another one in here. I gotta move it a little bit because of position of the actual board compared to my view. I'm adjusting my by view, not the camera. I think you guys are in a very good position in there. This other connector, I see something in here that is not even part of like this. They definitely all need to be soldered, but they're not there yet on the broken end. Let's see the other side. Yeah, so that is nothing, not so bad in there. Okay, we got another cracked solder joint right here. Yeah, this is why I always repair the entire board, because those are the common areas. These are now the stepper motors. I can see one crack in here. Let me see this other connector in here. This one looks cracked but not loose completely. So yeah, this is definitely not looking too good. Let me get that get to move it this way. All right, so I'm put the microscope away. So let's see if now this camera is working. Yeah, and it's stuck again. You see, something is definitely not happy. And I was actually before I'm doing a recording, it was not a problem. As soon as I put a recording, now we can see that camera is frozen. All right, guys, looks like I have probably solved the problem that I have within the cameras. All right, so what I was trying to say is like, well, I was trying to desolder the motors, but then my Haco FR301 was a little plugged, which is not uncommon. So you want to, when you're using tools like, let me see what's going on. Being grabbed by something in here. Yeah, now I can have that. All right, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you're using a desolder gun, that you put it on and you let it melt the solder before you start. Yep, now I can definitely see the difference. Yep. And you wanna wiggle, kind of like shake the leg of the component that you are cleaning or trying to remove. So I'm going to do the same thing with all the motors. And one more. Not sure if I can do this too. I want to get this cleaned up. All this nonsense in here. This definitely looks like an apprentice. Like an apprentice was here. Too much material. to clean areas that I need to work on. You don't want to desolder all, because otherwise the connector will fall. But in the ones you need to work, that one I can do. This one I have to really get that clean. And let's get the cap clean as well. Yeah, that one is fighting a little bit. Not abnormal. I have a brush cleaner here from JBC that I do that. And alright, so the motors I usually just pushed out. Alright, so we're in this view. So far the cameras are working good. So these have this centered very tight. Yeah, that's not normal because this is completely disoldered. It should have come out. Yeah, very. Now that's just an LED because it's the solder. And no matter what, I need to check, make sure the polarities are installed right, especially after somebody else has been here. Yeah, so this is how you take the motors out. Alright, so yeah, you see this in here. Not sure how much you can pick that from there. But LEDs had a straight leg and a bent leg. So I need to see closely which one is the negative side, let's say, right? Put them on the light. Yeah, the bent side, the one with the bend is your negative side. And I have all this in here. And actually, you know, it's very nice because the cluster has a mark where you cannot really put this backwards. So hopefully whoever did this told them the rest fine. Let me see this. Yeah, this one is good. This one is good. Yeah, they're good. So it looked like they just resoldered them. Idea why. But that's not really a common problem on these clusters. I can now switch the scene to the amp scope, and you guys will be seeing what I see. I'm also soldering those. Turn my iron on. With it soldering, I have not removed all the motors because I'm going to probably just do a little bit of this with you guys because I've been working on trying to get you the best audio and video possible, but I've been running into a little bit of a problem with the capturing devices, so not abnormal, especially when you're just doing it for the first time, right? Move my microscope, correct a spot. And I still got a little bit of a blob in there, but yeah, not sure what happened in here that they needed to do that kind of job, because it was very, very bad job whoever was working on this. That one is trying to fall off. We saw the other leg. That's good. Hold good. It looks more like it. Still need to clean that, but looking better for sure. You want to start, by hitting the board, and then you get with the with the solder close to that. All right, so let me get some of the flux remover into a little container. And I just use the Q-tips. Since I'm not done, I just want to show you how that looks without that in there, because this is how it should look and not how it was. Usually use this and then a rag or a little brush, which I have plenty here. Yeah, you want to make sure that you clean that flux that it was applied, because that makes your solder look cleaner. The less flux you use, the more of that mess that you make. But you want to make sure that you use a solder with flux, or you use flux separate, that you can use in a needle, syringe, and then clean the board after, right? So let me just show you what I'm talking about. About brushes. I have a little bit of a mess on my desk because of this old setup that I'm trying to get you. But yeah, use just a brush and I come like this. Just cleaning it out. And this dries up and leaves no residue. This is a very good cleaner. I just usually just take a rag and then just, no motion, just patting it. You see how now that looks completely nice and dry, and it's drying up as it moves. So I just help them out so it dries quicker. But yeah, so now we can see the solders looking like factory, right? So yeah, that looks pretty good and everything is looking good. Now let me switch to the other camera view. Make sure, yeah, the cameras are working good. So looks like I was able to fix that problem by separating the scenes, and that looks good. All right, so let me change everything in here, and I'll be right back. Like that, I don't hold you high, guys, for forever. Just replacing. You see what I'm doing in here. I'm going to get that. Actually, before I go, let me get this capacitor out. So when you have the capacitor, like I did remove most of the solder from one side, right? And I have the like the ground side. Yeah, let me just double check to make sure that I'm telling the truth. Yeah, the ground to the inside of the board is loose, which is kind of weird because that's usually the one that comes easier. I just usually use the same iron to get the other side to release, and then we got it up. And it fell on the floor. I heard it going somewhere, so let me look for it. Because I want to show you how that looks. And yeah, it's under the desk in here. I want to show you how that looks from both sides. See if it is what's leaking or not. I don't like to work in instrument cluster, like I said again, that where temp repairs were done, because I don't know exactly what they did to this, and I'm not sure no damage we have. But yeah, we have definitely a leak capacitor. Hopefully you can see that there. Yeah, you got a very good view of that. So, right, so you want to stab that. This is very important because that fluid from the capacitor is going to eat the board. Not so bad on this one. You can see that it was superficial. So that's actually a good sign. Let me get that dirty part out of there. Yeah, I don't see a damage in here on the board. This is very good news for Doug. And I hope that all these efforts that I'm doing in here are not in vain from somebody else's. Okay, so we got now the microscope camera got stuck, but that's fine. So I moved the connection completely from one side to the other. I want to make sure now that my camera is on main and everything. So yeah, these cameras are working good. I'm trying to see where the problem might lie that is doing this. But yeah, so these cameras are working good. I can now, for now, keep going with just without the microscope. But yeah, I think that this is a good time to stop the video. Let me finish and everything put together, and then see what we see after I put everything. Let me just see what's happening. I cannot turn the camera on. Okay, see what we can see after I put everything back together. All right, so let me remove all the stepper motors, put all the new stepper motors, voltage regulator, capacitors, and we go from there. All right, guys, and be right back. All right, guys. Yeah, this cluster is definitely have a problem. I should have known better. I had to replace all the stepper motors, capacitor, resolder everything, and it worked. And I can make the temperature go up and stuff like that momentarily. But this I see here is getting just, I mean, smoking hot. But right now it's okay, but I can immediately start seeing, a raise on amperage, which definitely is telling me that we have a short, and it will shut off by itself. So let me just keep it here. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm not sure. Maybe better if I switch to the other camera. Yep. Well, not much either, right? Um, let's just hope that you can guys see the numbers on the screen. I'm going to inject some of the signals. I put a needle on the temperature because I didn't hear the motor this time. It might be getting worse. Nope, you can see the needle on the temperature moving, but you see, it just did it. So you see, it's now going up. It's reading the temperature, and then it cycles. You see, it now went down. So because this is getting astronomically hot. So yes, I can get it to work, but this is definitely a problem on the instrument cluster that is not normal. So this is definitely already a not normal repair. And this is what I need to talk to the customer because I really really like when people is straightforward in the beginning. And then, like I said, I should have had a stop when I saw that all this was taken apart and I started to invest my time in something that was already butchered. Because for some reason this was apart. So maybe I don't know if this is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe no. I know that this is a cluster that could never be on a vehicle. So this is probably somebody sold it on eBay as for parts, and now I got it in the hopes that I can repair it, but without that knowledge. So please, if you're trying to send something for repairs, just put all the notes and don't let me waste my time because as your time is valuable, so is my time as well. In this case, I am going to have to contact the customer. This is already a waste of my time and parts, and I have to uh, not even know if I really want to proceed to try to solve a problem in such an old cluster, specifically not because it's old. The main reason that I don't want to proceed is because this was already in somebody else's hands. We saw all the soldering joints, all those problems. So definitely we have problems that should not be there, right? So if I get an original cluster that is shorted, I definitely immediately will find out, right? Because the instrument cluster, the components don't get shorted by itself. So it's either age, clicking capacitors, water intrusion, or that somebody touched it. But if it's an original cluster and nobody has touched it, then I can, without cleaning, without in me carefully removing the parts, I can immediately see and repair that. But when somebody else already cleaned the board, try to solder and desolder and stuff like that, it makes it very very hard. And that's where I removed myself from touching components that were removed. Remember when I said at the beginning that I saw the board flex? That is immediately a red flag, and I should have stopped right there. But since I was recording a video and I was trying to help this customer, I proceed with doing the whole thing. But as you see, it's not really working good. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it in here. I'm going to have to talk to him and explain exactly what I have and see where we go. All right. So, but otherwise, thank you so much for visiting the channel. I hope that the audio, please leave me comments. At least let's use this video for something else. Leave me the comments. See how do you like this audio. I'm using the DJI wireless microphones. I have the two microphones and the receiver connected to the computer via USB-C, and I adjust a little bit with like a noise canceling and also a little bit of an equalizer on OBS, Open Broadcast Studio. I think is the name, the OBS, which is really good, and I like it a lot because I can then use the Stream Deck and do all these captures that I've been doing with you. You know, switching cameras and using the microscope, and everything is working really good. But um, yes, please let me know. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.